dream means something totally different to me, and it didn't begin with you and I. Okay,
right.
Around the thing, people don't want to actually own the truth, but guess what? You see, yeah, you can't.
Right.
That's my mentor. You can't fuck with. Now, as far as the event, yes, and I also sent offers. I'll go 3 months, right? You know, set the pace. I want to set the pace.
Everybody, what you talking about? Go ahead, tell me you want to invite me.
Yeah, invite to speak out. If the Negro, if he will come and speak, and what I'm gonna do, everything's gonna be free. For this, go. I have my own business as well. It's called under my nickname, Akwet Kaba S on. It's Aska, like you ask Empowerment Center, and everything's gonna be free. I'm gonna have a cookout out there. Gonna go on constantly outside.
So what's the theme? What's the theme? What's the theme?
Theme is self-empowerment.
It's during Black History Month, right?
Yeah. And it's all in California. And it's 15 $500 deposit. And said as long as I thing up prior to 7 days before age day, because of the state of California, you have an event, to have security. I reached out to Israel to see it yet, but time is not too
okay.
And you know, it's going to be of revolutionaries. It's going to be very from all walks of life.
Okay.
It is. I mean, the truth is the truth. Let's hear it.
My answers to the top say to you, and I'm gonna keep this one because I'm looking about this. Right? What is when we speak the truth?
That's
okay,
right.
When we speak the truth, and I'm not talking about speaking your truth. I'm talking in the manner that I need to. Right? I think what is right for us to be willing to allow us to speak. Okay, how do you feel about that?
You're absolutely. I mean, what makes someone else better than you? If we all was created in God's image, why? Because of a disagreement with now you want to threaten me? You want to? Well, you said this. And look, the bullying shit. I'm not falling for it. You know what I mean? Woman, right? You can't walk in my shoes. I am what I say that I am, and I'm also what I answered. I don't answer to her, then it has nothing to do with me. What's going on with you? See, people got their own traumas that they go through and shit off on you, and you ain't even got nothing.
Right. Yeah. What you said. Thank you. I want to make sure I get the women's perspective in here. Let me get what's the real Lisa? Thank you for coming. To this? How you doing today? The real Lisa? Did she drop off? What happened to her?
Well, you know,
like you haven't connected.
So yeah, bad connection going
on. Okay. Well, all right. Well, I will. Go ahead, my Negro.
I'm in a grocery store right now. Give me a minute. I am fraud. I fraud, man. You gonna hop up today?
What? I didn't catch. Hey, Carl, what do you say that at, man?
I said God, man. That's an iron fraud. That's how we call him
Oh my God, where is he? Where's my God? I don't see my God. You know, because some of the stuff that I'm talking about is some of the stuff I had to go through with him. I don't know. If it may not be at the male. That might be male.
No, that's the male.
That's the male.
Right, you got the right one.
I got the right one because I'm a God. You know, I didn't know this term before.
Well, you got your new book coming out. Fire.
Yeah, I know.
We are God.
Yeah. Really down. I didn't even know the term before I got here, man. I was green, but came and got red. But just being who I am and everything, you know, it is what it is. But you know what, Joe? Carl, I'm used to this because you saw. Thrown off, okay? Thrown off the house because my teacher.
You are special.
Yeah. Hey, I was thrown off the island. I was the F blah blah because I wouldn't the black term I was replacing that not accept back on their terms. Okay.
Who taught you to hate your own?
Who I was.
Who taught you to hate the race that you belong to? So much so that you don't want to be around each other.
Lord. But I didn't run, man. I think it was Joe, they trying to scare me up. I think they thought I was a punk. And they was gonna scare me up. But did I dig in?
Well, you know, there's a lot of what you call them, keyboard soldiers. You know, every time, you know, he used to doing as faces on live.
Podcast
you know, so you know, behind the picture type stuff is new to me, and you know, I'm a regular brother, and you know, I know how to switch my hat in whatever space I'm in to handle business accordingly.
Right.
But you know, the last thing I would say that I am is a punk. So all of this, you know, I don't know. God always keeps certain issues, you know, like so this situation. I'm like, man, wish I was there. Ordinarily, I might have been there, or you know, even with you in different spaces, you know, getting ranked, whatever. You know, man, wish I was.
Brother, they got that crap that to science. And but Courtney, I think they caught me one time where I ran down back to back, and it's not what I said. They said they came up and said, "Followers, I didn't even know you had it in you like that. Look at here. You don't know me. You don't know. I ran for somebody came by. Well, I made a great day. So good. I had to go." The doctor.
When black people wake up and become
never
intellectually
done that,
independent enough.
Experienced it. I felt like it was time for me to do me. Yeah, just let me go do it. Drop it. I didn't expect it, but it was like back. And yeah, I think I made. Carl actually witnessed for it. Carl, you want
to? Good evening, everybody. You ran them down like the communist ran those 20 black conservatives down. All those black conservatives came from the same school and that many of these people are communists.
Right.
One of the strategies of their opponents.
Right.
And they their own narrative in the label to discredit.
Weaponized, called.
So therefore, a lot of people on this app, they don't hear your truth. They want their truth to be heard. When you do that, you are a propagandist. You are propagandizing other people on this app because you only want your only truth that is heard. So, followers, yes, I've seen your journey. I've seen your ups and downs.
What
but
did you say? I asked.
I knew you were well able to handle yourself.
that made me. Some of my partners, I got older brothers. One of them said, "Big Sarge, I know you ain't going down like that." I said, "Brother, they think I'm where I'm just digging in. I'm just digging in, okay? Because I actually told one person that I ran down. I said I knew this day coming. This way it's gonna come. I didn't know it was gonna come right now, but here it is. Came around. SHID. Drop my terms, okay? And that's very important. Go ahead, Negro.
Before.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Carl.
Before Negro, let me read this couple of sentences out of by Manning Johnson, written in 1958. Color, Communism, and Common Sense. Okay. He says, labeling opponents is a specialty of the Reds. Smear is a cardinal test. In any label stockpile made and selected to draw to the person or persons, the group, or the organization to which it is attached. And a lot of people on this app don't realize they're communists. They might as well say, I'm a communist, and this is what I believe, and this is how I move, and this is how I navigate. Land there.
Hey, well said, Carl. I haven't heard put it that way, but you know, there's a lot of truth to that. When you know, I've always operated as a conservative, but when I was going into the environment, I remember going into the, West is very liberal control when you go into their environments. One of the things that I had always witnessed is that the white liberals come and they drop their little piece. Always have the black being supportive. They come in, but they seem to get cues or they labeling from the white liberals. I used to always peep that. I'm like, wait a minute. It's like they're getting their instructions from their, they gave them the ourselves. When you think about LGBTQ, all and we regurgitate someone else told really understand that you being used as a point for somebody else's agenda. Or did y'all catch that? For somebody else's agenda. Okay. And some of us don't even. I just stand on the outside paying attention to how things are going on. What's up, Neil? Go ahead.
I don't know if the woman, but I don't really rock with her because she ain't from lineage like that. I'm totally against speaking for all four corners, all four sides. Right? What I should say that we should be having purity tests. Like if you're not a full Negro like that, you can't speak on full Negro issue, politics and stuff of that nature. To order down into certain types of voices.
Oh, I believe there's some truth to that, brother. You talking about the young
Amanda Seals.
Yeah.
I knew exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. They wanted to give her they was about to lay the call down for it. And I'm glad a lot of people came. I mean, she did what she supposed to do, but salesman metal just because she's some truth about something that she's not even lineage of. So that's where you.
Yeah. She's bi-ethnic, meaning that she's an anchor baby. Like, let me sum it up. She's an anchor baby, right? And I'm tired of these individuals who got one foot inside the pot, speaking on issues in the pot, if you get what I'm. So that's where I'm kind of at when it comes to her. And I'm very divisive. People do that. You have people that are like that go in the school of thought of Dr. Say, well, if you're bi-ethnic or you're biracial, you should get reparations too. Nah, not this Negro.
No.
I'm not with all that. I'm not. Which is not a popular stance, but a lot of people on it, when I bring those type of points, which is bad. And the reason why is a biracial and man.
And he played socially.
Yeah. And then he has undermined us at the so the bi-ethnic or whatever that's speaking on Jewish. Me the bi-ethnic Chinese person that's speaking on full Chinese people. People need to get with the game here. Yeah, it breaks a couple of hearts and quit crying.
Because we gotta take a book. We gotta take a clue from this, man. I mean, you've been saying this for a minute now. The Jews played even the Europeans, those who call themselves white. Okay, no one talks about that, bro. Oh, how often that is. The Jews played those white. Because we had they don't see anything on there about who are they going under. But as soon as
called Anglicization, brother. Our skirt is called Negronization.
Right.
See, I know the word. I know the politics.
What's that thing they have on their head? What's it called on the top of their head? The comica.
Okay.
What's that?
Yarmulke.
The yarmulke. Yeah. It be in their pocket.
They get in position.
Soon they get in position, they pull it out. Put it right on top.
Hey, I was in
accent change. Everything.
I was in a break area, brother, when these nurses have been working. She's just a regular staff nurse. She just what you doing? Position, and I heard one show was Jewish. When she dropped on that she was Jewish. She was Jewish. Okay, I heard how the what we call it, descendant white culture. Okay, those who have benefited from the culture. You know what I'm talking about, right? We're descendants of slaves, right? They're those who are descendants of the white culture. I saw how they was upset. Y'all, I'm upset. They were He dropped her Jew card, and everybody know, bam, I'm Jewish, okay? And it was a process that, man. It was and it was through that process and everything. And while I'm working with them, I started noticing. I think I worked that. I noticed how first. That's why I call it the first glance pass. If you get the white what? Same thing with those who can pass. If
white
you
ticket
passes back, you get the what? They got our benefits, right? Am I right or wrong? I wrote about it in my book. I was just saying first concerning the Jew. I was saying first glance pass, any who can pass is what? Black or white. Okay? This delineation in these spaces. Oh, I was so proud that the younger generation was delineating, man. It was, I hadn't know that was going on. So I was really impressed with that. You follow me, man?
Oh yeah, that's the reason why I wrote about the book about it, because it was talking criminality of chilling with them. A better time running propaganda. Those who's writing books, all stuff, master.
Oh, wait a minute. Black people don't read. Oh yeah.
Who? Oh, what's going on? I see. They cracked her. Oh my God, a couple times, and I don't serve my answer. What's going on here? Some of this stuff I don't even know what y'all talking. Y'all talking code. Now I'm gonna come up to do this. So all right, but yeah, what y'all doing here? See, y'all doing a little back and some.
They tag teaming on it.
They tag teaming here. Listen this now. You know, tell people. Hold up before we get going. Hold up.
The link to
Hey Joe,
they
go
don't want
ahead.
to, I guess.
Hey Joe, do. Let's reset the room. Most this is a safe space. You know, we don't use the N word. Call nobody out their names. You don't do nothing crazy. Tell them what. Go ahead.
Hey, we don't use N-word. So no talking, a whole bunch of shit, nigga. None of that. Because it's Mr. Just Ask Joe and Uncle Me Sean in I Ain't Your Black. This is the podcast that offers healing insights and epiphanies, discussing and reviewing everything others are afraid to talk about. What is right? I ain't your America. I ain't black.
Yes,
it is
sir,
the host
yes,
of I Ain't Your Black, Mr. Just Says Sean.
Yes, sir. And that's how we use Facebook and Spotify. So a lot of people you were. Hey, Carl. When they threw me off the island, man, it's so hurtful, man. The people, Joe, what did I do? I called you up there. I thrown off the island, brother. They just told me out of here. I wasn't black enough.
And you know what's funny about that is that people do that. They run stuff like they created the platform. Ain't listening to everything. You know, I mean, come on, bro. Like, this is not Africa for reals. And even if it was, you wouldn't be welcome there. I mean, they wouldn't be welcome there.
Brother, they ran me down, man. I mean, it was horrible, bro. I mean, they even my wife overheard somebody. I mean, it was ugly. My mother, it was ugly, dude. And I'm like, I called you, Joe. I said, yo, off the island, bro. I mean, they just ran me the hell, brother.
You started doing it again this year.
I know. You saw what I sent you. Can't believe that young lady gonna go. Did you see what I sent you, nigga? Can't believe that young lady gonna go. After I played the video, audio, she behind my back. Still going behind my back, trying to smear. Hey, Hey, I sent her a little. I'm gonna tell you a little something from my attorney. That's what I said, Joe. Yeah, I won a lawsuit. It's a $1 billion corporation. I said a lawsuit against a billion. Somebody was messing with my name. You know where I'm going, right? Okay. I said, oh, you got enough resources to get with me. Do you really want to come up against me? Okay. Careful messing with me. All right. And I'm being nice. Anybody could take back seats back and everything, but I said what I said. Trying to be nice. I don't flip. My name is Meshorn. Meshorn T. I will come after you. Now followers is my name, okay? 80 is my name, or FDS is my name. You mess with my name, I will come after you. All right? Okay, it is what it is. All right? Go ahead, Negro.
My name is my name. So much more. The reason why anytime I see I Am Fraud come to the room, going to people conversations, taking out talking about, made it seem like I'm black women talking black men, like voices in the conversation, and on my taking bits and pieces of it to push the propaganda, like just like in colonies and shit. But these are black Lives Matter and all that. Where that weirdo? Where? Like,
Hey,
I don't know if he supports.
You know.
I don't know if he supports. Married though. But I will question his loyalties. Question those loyalties, especially if you're still talking about Black Lives Matter. Like, that's no.
Yeah, well, I'm going to say what is. I'm going to say this, okay? Happened was what seemed to be was meant for one thing. God to come about. I I wasn't out of my daughter now. She split having a relationship with me. Cool, but she split having a relationship with me because I were, black. Because
my black.
Because hold this out, bro. Because I said that I serve a God that if white only, which is the same and Black Lives created white only. Okay? God that would do two wrongs. Okay, two wrongs don't make it right. A color construct that was formed by the color construct that was created by the dominant culture of the United States. And I grew up in the 60s knowing my mother only go in a restaurant, I understand the white only. It's the same as saying Black Lives Matter. I told my daughter, Black Lives Matter. My God don't do two things. He does not. I knew white only was, then I have to also agree. Black. I said, if I'm anything, I'm going to say God's Lives Matter. I became the founder of God's Lives Matter. A year later, my daughter, she got angry at what I was talking about, but she came back around realizing that the Black Lives Matter wasn't what we thought they were. They were more supportive to an LBG community. All three of them, they were odd and something else. They were not really for us. Not about the traditional family. Okay, so resolved that.
But who was behind that? What is he?
He's a Jew. Jew. Yeah.
It's that they do is to pit us against each
one another.
Other.
Absolutely. And nobody want to talk about that. It's just real.
I used to say Black Lives Matter too. Whenever I put up the hashtag, I would say Black Lives Matter. And I think if they had that way, we've gotten more of an acceptance because that really it plain. Hey, I'm not saying that white lives don't matter. I'm just saying that Black lives matter.
Right. I've actually had about that. See, with it because white, revenge. God says vengefulness against. God says God is the author of revenge. So all we doing? So I couldn't play it. I couldn't do that because. So only thing I saw, and when I knew that, man, hell, I already knew about it at the very beginning. So anyway, let me go to the hands and see my answer before I get to you, Figaro. My answer.
Yeah, because this is the thing right here. You got these coons out here, and I for the Negro because the
these take labels out there, coons. I prefer we don't do
inorganic. We're gonna go with the inorganic black woman.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Oh, master, please, master. We gotta do it like so, master. Don't like that. And if you do this, master gonna get you. Master gonna get you. You gotta worry about no master. Can't do nothing over here. Beat my 9mm. Master, he turn his little around, go back to your plantation with the rest of your brothers and sisters.
Yeah. You talking about the same Django? Some of that character. You talking about?
What I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You ain't never disrespected me as a black. Oh, I roll.
I know how you roll. I got number love for you, girl. But you know what? But check this out. Keep it 100.
They lied on the bully somebody. Lied on the Negro, make stories. And after you respect his mother, and I get you to back it up.
Ooh, I don't like that. Respect somebody's mother. Oh man, mother, your wife, anybody else on the individual. You never go past that, man. I
guess that's why he's not coming up to speak his piece to against any of that, because I guess it's all true.
Yeah. I mean, you go past the conversation. If you got a life, anything outside here, I'm not about use of terminologies and things being used because I'm a realist. Okay, if it wasn't right that people called us the derogatory names that we were called, then two wrongs don't make it right. Okay, I consider I'm this guy. Okay, I'm not going to use derogatory names back. Even like using the word tethered or real, because I get but that attitude. That's why I created the
to say anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At that point, you got, you kind of run down somebody's family and this, they're not here. What's that got to do with anything? You know, you obviously you don't have anything else intelligent like cussing rap. Who's a battling back and forth? One person just cussing up a storm left and right, not really saying nothing. They no more substance. So they fill in the gaps with cuss words. So it's the same thing with that. They ain't got nothing else to say. Nothing else to, so they want to hit you with all the blah.
And that's why, I got the acronym. I don't care if anybody takes it for NIGGER. Is great. Never is great, good, ever repeated. Okay, that's GER. I love to see the younger generation. Okay, we don't make money on it. Okay, a positive way. Never good, great, ever repeated. And if we say we're gonna own it, it's own it in the man. That's all I'm
Never
saying.
Never is good or great to ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right,
do you like that? Go ahead, bro.
So what's been going on is that they were upset with me. I was behavior of certain women in the community and society, right? I'm gonna hold them accountable. Some of the stuff that they doing is dangerous for our people in our community. You have people like I Am Fraud that want to support bad and bad out. Say with this believe all women. You got that believe all women narrative, and want other men to hop off the Brooklyn Bridge with them. Like, he's not subscribing to that, bro. And especially in this day and age, especially women lie, women cheat, just like human. And for you to think that that's a at the same time they say that I'm attacking quote unquote black women. Just attack my mom who don't use the app.
Didn't your cat attack too?
Yeah, man, they're attacking a 4. Like these guys is weird. This is how I know that. This is how I know these guys are heartless. They ain't
the cat didn't have nothing to say. Yeah.
The cat looking at him like, yo, what is like? I'm like, dang, like, that's the cat too. It's like I get a little pressure. Sounding like the witch from
heard about that one. I like, wow, man. I too. I'm a little animal. Not the cat. Don't tell me they attack the cat too. Come on, man. Man. Hey, it is true that we got. I tell my girl, so I can't have any children. So I didn't realize I didn't have any children until I was with my first wife, and the urologist came out that I only had, and out of the 100 that I had, some 50%. But he said, Mr. Daniels, you're sterile. I like, oh, snap! But I already had before I got married, so I immediately remembered the pillow talk a couple times I had. The sisters that I done, tapped it a couple times or two, they said, I remember them asking me, can you have kids? Can you have kids? And it hit me. I've been good, Joe. I'm just keeping, I might have not been good at all. I mean, these girls keep coming back, man. Everybody with this. You know what they did? Anybody know what?
Get that card.
They were trying to get that card. Get pregnant by the brother, man. I bust out laughing. My first was like, what you laughing? Man, I like, oh my God. God save me, because I have a whole partners. Not saved in a hole was a good thing, okay? I'm just saying that God protected me because I really could have had a whole lot there. A whole lot of showing because I was doing what I was doing, okay? I was out there doing what I was doing. But when I came to the understanding I was sterile, I realized that sisters was trying to have my children. Okay. And then my first wife did probably the worst thing of all of them. We went ahead and adopted. I found out later that she did not marry me because of what she married me because I was a good. I got this straight from her mother. So this is that. So it wasn't like I got it from her. After we adopted my daughter, Andrea, my 18 months, my ex changed. She turned into nigga. She changed. Boom. She changed. God said, tell you, she didn't marry. This is on me. Y'all was gonna get married, and
Get ready for I Ain't Your Black. This is the podcast that offers healing, insights, and epiphanies. Discussing and reviewing everything others are afraid to talk about. It's all about what is right for us. I ain't your new black. I ain't your old black. I ain't your future black. America! I ain't your black. And now, the host of I Ain't Your Black, Mr. Just As Joe and Uncle Mishore.
they got a mean like. Negro. I'm like, this witch. What?
You probably felt like when I came to you.
Oh,
You remember
oh yeah. Like you can't. Yeah, that's you know
about
what.
about
Yo,
when I
yeah,
was. Yep.
exactly, exactly. And I remember going to what is right for us. Let me tell you, I was making good money. Okay, so I knew I had to get a divorce. So I went and found me an attorney. Okay, this is good about when you making good money and everything. You can make a lot of things pop when you're making money. I went and found me an attorney. Told and look at it. She was a white female. I'm gonna tell it. I'm gonna tell it like I'm gonna tell it. Yep, I went and found myself a white female. Guess the story I told. I told her what happened. Let me tell you, I'm so glad she said, I'm going to help you get out of this. You need to divorce you active duty. You need to divorce her before 10 years because if you stay married to her for 10 years, she's going to see the military. All military people know this. If she stay married with you 10 years, she will get if you plan on retiring from the military, she's going to get half of your. I like, oh, smack. So she said, this is what the this is what the attorney does. Do you think that you can bring her to the table and I could represent her and you for this divorce? And I like. So I said, I think it. So guess what I had to do? 7 years. We already was married for 7 years. We didn't get a divorce until 9 years. Guess what I did? Anybody know what I did for that 1.5 years until anybody want to Carl? T- Tell anyone want to tell anybody what I did in that 1.5 years. Oh, I was. Y'all want to answer? I was chameleon. I was already mad about how I got in this situation, but I had to smooth it over to keep it. But I knew we was getting a divorce, but I had to keep it smooth on everything so I can get her to come to the table with my attorney. I didn't want her going looking for her attorney. I just wanted I talk to her. I got in her head. See, y'all said I'm a talker. I'm a good talker, bro. I'm a smooth talker. All right, man. I got in that head and just talk to her. Okay. And said, we got to get a divorce, but I got this attorney and everything. She's saying that we can work together, everything. She didn't want to get a divorce then. I mean, no. Well, no, we getting a divorce. That's why it took so long. She didn't want to get no, we getting a divorce. So most definitely, I knew the first day. I knew the first year. Okay, what is right for us? I knew, Joe, the first year. My partners told me because I married on that's another. But I married on a rebound anyway. Okay, because I was supposed to marry the older women because the older women were more attractive to me. And anyway, but the older one was like 13 years older than me. You heard me tell this story, Joe. 13 years older than me. I had to get out of that relationship because I was having nightmares about me turning 40 and she being 60. I just couldn't handle it. Okay. But
black don't crack though.
Oh yeah. But she was a fine sister, bro. I'm like, hey.
Black don't crack.
And she was from Ohio, older sister. Look at it. She was fine as hell. And was good in the sack too. She knew how to threw that. Yeah.
I ain't trying to get you in trouble, man.
Yeah, my wife was there. But my wife she know I clown and everything. But yeah, so I did get her to sign the paperwork and everything with me, and I was able to get out of that divorce in 9 years. So in what Negro was talking about is some real truth. Not all sisters are good sisters. Okay. They don't all mean us well. Okay. And if you're not willing to call that
not just sisters, I mean that's I mean you might as well say women in general, right?
Women in general. But I mean,
it works on both sides.
It works on both sides. Okay.
I want to hear no women coming in. Men ain't this shit.
No, we gotta be.
Works on both sides.
No, we gotta be honest on both sides. Okay. We dangerous with one another. Treat one another pretty bad. And if it wasn't for the fact that her mother, I would not have ever known this because my ex, was planning to play me. And just so y'all know, because this should let you know the type of money I was making. For one child, I was paying over $707 in child support for a child that I didn't even see. But it's she's my daughter, but I was paying child support $700. So any of you all that have children and you ain't taking, I'm the wrong. Am I right, Joe? Am I that way? I'm the wrong person to come talk to about you not taking care of your responsibilities. Okay, because and then my current wife, when she married me and everything, I had to pay that child support. My baby, she made sure because Joe, man, that woman took me. She alienated my daughter against me, man. It was a sad thing, man. My little girl, man. Oh my God, my little girl was alienated against me, man. But I had to let go and let God. And she stopped me. I could not visit child support, and I did not want to continue going to court. It was just my daughter was being tore down. It was just ugly. So I just decided to let go and let God. And she was 13 years old, and I didn't have another interaction with her until I had good women that told me your daughter's gonna come search you out. And guess what? I know you wasn't there, but my daughter did search me out, and I helped her get into college and everything. I got pictures of that, so we did connect back together and everything. But anyway, what is right for us? Okay, telling the truth, be honest with one another. Okay, have the courage to say what needs to be said. Okay, what is right for us? We got to be willing to unlearn what hasn't worked and relearn what will work. And we got to be honest with ourselves. That's why, isn't that, Joe? Isn't that what we used to always say? What is right for us? We got to do We got to talk about what is right for us before we can even get anybody else in our conversations. Okay. We got to get the relationships between us together before we can say anything about anybody else. And that's why I created that acronym, that hashtag. What is right for us? Anybody want to talk? Anyone would give me an example.
Let me say this, Mishorn, because I've got my monthly meeting, my monthly third Tuesday with my grown children.
Yeah, I know you tell me
They,
that. Yes,
they,
sir. Go
they,
ahead.
they like to see their daddy's face at least once a month. So one of them is 49, the other one is 48, and the other one's 46. Negro, I think Negro is gone though.
Yeah,
But
he
my
said he
mother
had
me.
something he had to
So
do. Yeah.
that's what's right for me right now. Spending time with my family, my grown children. Enjoy the space. We'll check you out on tomorrow night.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you being here, Carl. Anybody want to come up and tell me, what is right? Okay. Mr. Miles, Rosa, anyone, my answer. When we say what is right for us, give me an example what you think what is right for us, culturally. What is right for us? Okay. What do you think? What is right for us? What is it that we need to work on? What is it that it's important that we need to look at? Now, I don't give a flip about anybody else. What is right for us? What can you say? What can you think about what is right for us? Anybody want to come up? The floor, as I say, the mic says open. Okay. Anybody want to come up and say, what do you think? What is right for us? This is not your traditional, type of podcast. Space. We try to make this interactive. Okay. We want to make the show. Matter of fact, it's one of the things I say all the time. This show, we're gonna keep it real. We're gonna keep it intelligent. We're gonna keep it safe. But we're not gonna be here long. Okay. It's not my intention to be here long. I only gonna do this thing for 3 hours, depending on how many people here. I will not be on a space 4 5 hours on a space. Oh hell no! I don't believe in being in no space.
And we don't have to go. And we don't have to go 3 hours.
Yeah, we don't have to go 3. We can go 2 hours, okay? Because if whatever I need to say, if I can't get it said in 2 hours, we back here Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays. I don't believe in some of these spaces. I guess that's because of my age.
With some of these spaces, honestly, it's just filled with a bunch of back and forth.
Yeah.
BS. Honestly,
yeah.
Everybody's back and forth. You got some white agitator in there, and everybody's dumping on him, and and the little YNs is letting them say nigga.
I know.
It's just a bunch. It's a bunch of garbage.
I think because you and I, we come from putting on shows and having substance and content and everything. So, that's what we're about. We're about having some content. We're going to have something to talk about, but we only going to do it for a certain length of time. We ain't here all day. All right. I'm not in here to let us just talk about no substance information. I just can't do that. Okay. We got to have substance in our dialogue and having something that we're talking about. And at the end of the day, we gained something out of it. And then if we didn't get it all in, then we got Tuesday, we got the next day and the next day. I'm gonna be here 7:00. That's another attitude about me. What I've learned about being a man. Consistency. Okay. And when I first started this thing, it was only 2 of us here, right, Carl? It was just me and Carl. Okay. And then we worked on this. And at one time, we done had this thing all the way up. We had over 20, 30, 40 people. So, and I do say this, whoever show up is meant for you, because all of my broadcasts is about substance. I just don't run my mouth and just say, I like to be about substance, about what we're doing and everything. And we talking about something that's relevant to what's going on. And hopefully you get something out of it. So with that being said, anybody want to, my ancestor, anybody else, Mr. Miles, you want to come up and add to this? Even my God, you don't have to be afraid to come up. Oh my God, I got nothing but love for you, my homeboy. You're always gonna be my homeboy.
And anybody listening on YouTube,
right,
as it's being streamed live, or Facebook,
right,
or Instagram, even, you can comment too, and we'll talk about your comment live on the show right now. So you know, even it's people out there listening on in those spaces as well. So if you got something to say, then just comment.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all. That's a credit to all the things that we were doing before we got here. We were already doing things, so it just felt like the right fit to come to X Space, since it seemed like there'd been a whole lot of things that was going on here. I just didn't. I did. It wasn't in my plans of how it all came about, but God works in mysterious ways. I had to get thrown off the island and everything, get ran down and everything. Ran down pretty damn good though. It was an effective rundown. Okay, that I had to go ahead and decide I need to come on X Space and show myself here, because it seemed like this is the happening spot. But I don't mind telling you, and I said this before. My wife immediately, she's my wife. Okay, she immediately said that coming to these spaces with Joe, Jackie, man, Jackie got nothing but love for me and everything. And she told me this, coming to these spaces was beneath me. Okay. She heard how they were talking, this and that. She know how I roll and everything. But I told my baby, I said, hey, I got to come here because this is where I need to be. I think this is where I need to be, and make my stand. And I really think initially it almost seemed like people was trying to run me out of here and everything. The way that it everything. That to keep it 100 is nice to see some of the people that's coming, but I've actually been in spaces with some of the people who have ran me down, and I've yet to got an apology from any of them. I guess that'll be maybe too much to ask anyone to apologize for maybe what they did, but it is what it is. Like, you got to allow people to do what they think is right and everything. But yeah, I didn't go nowhere. I stood my ground, and you know why I did it, Joe? Based on our show, what is right? It was right for me to stay around and not be ran off. Would you say that right, Joe? It was right, because you wouldn't even be here if I didn't tell you about this and everything. And it's been good. Hasn't it been good?
Yeah. And I just think that when it comes to that, it would have been a punk move if you had of let them get to you and
run me off,
and run you off or whatever. And that's not anything of who you or we are. So it only made sense somebody tell you to leave to come back and come harder.
Right. It ties into the very same thing how I became a surgical tech. Bottom line is, when I passed out in the operating room, a lot of people don't know, I passed out the very first time that I walked into an operating room. Any of you ever been in if you've never been in an operating room, it's a very cold environment. The smell is very clean and everything. And it was all these white people. I came from the infantry, and I was used to hanging out with all black folks in the military when I was a cook. And then when I changed my MOS and went into the operating room when I was getting ready to go to school, it was OJ. They wanted to show me the environment that I was going to be in as a surgical tech. I raised my hand to become a surgical tech, but I didn't really know what that was. And so they wanted to take me up to the operating room so I can see what it was to be in the operating room. And they tucked me in there and they had me dress all out and everything. And the very first surgery that I seen was a total vaginal hysterectomy. They had the legs all up in stirrups and everything. Blood. At the time, this is in the 80s. The blood was all over the damn floor. This and that. And everybody in the room was white and everything. And now I know. I didn't understand. Now, I've been doing it for 40 years. I know what happened. I didn't know what happened. I actually feel when your mind, since it was a strange environment to me, okay, I had never been in this environment. Our mind or our brain is like a computer. So when you walk into something that you're unfamiliar with and you do not know, you thought your blood or your something happened and you feel the warmth coming up your legs and everything. And if you do not sit down and everything, it gets that and it overflow your brain and your heart and you pass out. It is so when I passed out, I woke up and I was on the floor. I felt the warmth, but I didn't know what it was and everything. And I'm standing up there and everything. And before I knew it, boom, I was on the floor. And I woke up and they all over me, waking me up and everything. And of course, they was laughing. They told me, it's okay. Everybody does it. I didn't understand. I learned later, once I got in the field, that it is a natural thing. Matter of fact, they said in these scary movies, they said in all actuality, if anyone was scared the way that they people will pass out. Okay, that's what I heard talking to doctors. It said there's no such thing. People, if your mind, you see these weird things, you see, if you cannot compute it, you cannot comprehend it, you're gonna pass out. You get scared and there, you actually don't run, you pass out. And I'm like, oh, he said that's some fake stuff in Hollywood and everything because that is not natural. If you and your mind cannot rationalize it and understand it, and you got to think, I was in a new environment. I had never been in an environment like that before. So yeah, I passed out, and why I tell that story because when I passed out, the sergeant, a white sergeant, gonna tell me, Joe, this what made me go and become it. If he would not have said anything. I'm telling you the honest truth. I was intimidated. I would have already removed myself from that environment. I was that intimidated of the environment. Okay, I was like, wow. I was thinking about it like, damn, this is what I'm going to be at. But it's what he said to me is what encouraged me. He going to tell me, we're gonna make sure that you don't waste, you know, government time going to San Antonio, Texas, and I'm gonna make sure that you don't go to school and everything because I don't think someone like you should be in the operating room because you're not you. I mean, this dude told me this, man. Hey, Joe, it reacted in the reverse way, brother. I like looked at him and said, "Who the hell are you to tell me what I can't do?" What the hell? I passed. Immediately. I thought about how I passed my exam. I had to score 91 and above to be able to be picked out to get in the medical field. So I done the work to get there. And to have this guy tell me that he gonna try to work hard to make sure I wasn't gonna go. And I don't think you the type of person to be able to make it in the operating room. Man, it flipped the other way. Man, I went the H over. Ain't gonna stop me from going something that got for me and everything. And that's how I got. That's how I got to the operating. That's how I got into the medical field. And I went in San Antonio. But if that gentleman would not have said something, how many of y'all have ever felt that before? How many of you, if someone hadn't said or someone said anything and you did, no, I ain't gonna let this person tell me what I'm gonna do it anyway and everything. Anybody had that experience before? I mean, if someone told you couldn't do something and this and that, and you like, nah, what the hell are they talking about? Nah, I ain't gonna leave you. Who the hell you think you are? Anybody had Joe? You had that experience? Anybody? Yeah, y'all awful quiet. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, and I mean that was the same experience you had when getting kicked off the island.
That right. That's the same experience. I was hoping that you picked up, and it's the same experience. Somebody gonna kick me off the island and everything, and gonna make it seem like and run me down and everything, and act like I'm not deserving to be. If just because on their words they gonna act like I can't be a place and everything. It was the same thing. Like, who the hell they think they are? Yeah. I called you the same day and told you, brother, we about to go handle this. They done made this nonsense up, bro. I ain't going nowhere. I'm gonna stay right here. I'm gonna make this thing pop. I'm gonna let it do what it do. Okay. Bottom line, I thank God for having that type of character, that type of backbone. I mean, bottom line, I love myself. Okay, I love myself to not allow someone to take away from me what God has for me. I guess that's the truth of the matter is that why would I allow other people to tell me what they think I am when I know who I am and I have a better understanding of who I am about myself. I'm never gonna. What's up, Jay Wall? You come on up here. I want to hear your voice. You've been giving me some nice advice in the end in the chat or in the DM and everything. I want to let you know that I noticed what you told me, and I'm in agreement with you. But I can't help myself. I got to run my mouth. I got you. Give me a laugh or something that you hear. I gotta run my mouth. It's like people telling me I talk too much and everything, and that's funny because my mother said, I was a mute. Because of the abuse that happened to me as a little baby, I was a mute. I didn't talk in my first. Oh man, from kindergarten all the way to kindergarten and everything that they was taking me to the hospital, wanted to know why I wasn't talking, and then I discovered later that the reason why I was talking because the child abuse that I experienced from my uncle, Joe, I didn't have the words. I didn't have the words. I didn't know how to tell my mom what happened to me. Do that make sense? I didn't have the words, so it messed up my ability. So
I mean that happens a lot with people who are in that same
some type
space.
of trauma, yes, some type
They
of
end
trauma.
up with some type of serious trauma like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was the counselor that told me that. It said when I told him, they said that's the reason why you was not able to talk, why you went so long. You were slow in talking because you didn't have the words, and it happened because it happened to you while you were so young. I was still in diapers, man. This dude messing with me, man. This and that, and before I knew what an epiphany I had an epiphany that this dude doing something. This ain't right. This ain't right. But as a baby, man, I didn't have the words. I didn't have the intelligence to know how to tell it. I mean, I wasn't even talking yet. You understand? Damn. So it altered me. Okay. And that's why I wasn't talking anything. And the fact to have some young woman on this space to read my book and all of a sudden go and drop my stuff out there and make it seem like I'm some pervert or I molested my sister and everything and all this stuff, man. I would, people are evil. They say hurt people, man. We got some very hurtful people in our community. And we got to own up to that nonsense, man. And everybody want to laugh and this and that, but we got some effed up people. Okay, I mean, just gonna keep it 100. We got some real effed up people. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. All right. Salute to the host. Salute followers. Peace, power, and American Negro reparations to the room.
Yes.
What is right for us? Ain't your black. I think there's. I mean, obviously there is a couple of things I think can get us right. I think the elders listening to the youth. I
Yes.
think the youth listening to the elders, kind of not for the answer, but to create the answer together. I
Oh,
think
I
we
like the
should.
way you said that. I think I like the way you said that. Yeah.
Yeah. Just to where you're not right, we're not right, but in the middle we meet and we go on some other stuff. I believe that could be a solution for us. I believe investing in our youth, our children, really investing in cultivating the what's it called, the nuclear family, really promoting that, really sticking to that, and let the men be the men and let the women be the women, and let those children be awesome, gaining what they need from both parents. I think that's a big part of it. I believe that of course, the number one thing for me as a reparationist, what is right for us, this government paying what they owe, those really for us, honestly, is to be not secluded where there's no intermingling, but secluded to our own area where we can build without detriment, without harm, without even fear of harm or breaking down something that we built. I think that's what's right for us, and I think building like the ancestors did from that soul and that root, those true founding kind of principles that elevated them to the level they were. um I think that's what's right for us, and I think focusing on us should be the I guess the pinnacle of the peak in the big kahuna. That should be the big one. And making sure spirituality is definitely tuned into that, and we walking with our ancestors. But those would be my suggestions. And like I said, that the big ones are going to be those elders. As you saw for yourself last night, followers. There are things that like I cannot. I gotta oppose that. I gotta say, but there's gotta be a way that we can all come together on the
Right.
point where it really does work, and it really does work for everybody, where somebody might be missing little intricate pieces, but they're not missing the whole puzzle, and I'll land with that.
Hey, well said. I like you made some very good points there. I do believe it's very important that the younger generation be willing to listen to what the elders, but the elders got to also have the desire to listen to the young people. But I like that one piece there. That I think probably the most important thing that you said there is that neither one of them feel they got the answer, but together they can come up with the answer together. I think that was probably the most powerful thing that you said there, because I think that's what's missing. We both have a concern about what's going on, but we can both learn from one another and we can both come up with the solution together. I think that's very important. What's up, Jay Wall?
Hey followers, good
How,
evening. How are
how
you?
you doing? I'm doing well. I feel honored.
Oh, you don't have to say that. No, I saw your space, so I was like, oh, well, let me just come on in there. Yeah, what I was saying to you earlier in the comments, I was just saying, sometimes you just get a little long-winded,
Yes.
and they get aggravated about that and
Yep.
yada yada. But I mean, you always bring lots of knowledge that I appreciate.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate but it's not the first time you actually. I don't know if you remember. You actually responded to me in the back end before. I think I was being attacked one time, and you either yourself or maybe came in being the back end, and it was very encouraging because I had people. That's part of the reason, Joe. If I can say part of the reason why I didn't go nowhere,
Yeah.
because I had people come DM me behind when everybody was running me down and everything. I had people in the DM that really encouraged me. They said that's not right. It was just a lot and I think you was one of those people, Jay Wall. I don't think you remember.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, and I
I've been
remember
in
that.
re-up space for a long time, for years, and I know there are some characters, and I mean, once you're around them for a while, like you kind of understand. Sorry, I'm outside if it's loud, but
No, that's okay.
some of you just have to kind of adapt to how some personalities are, and
Mhm.
I mean, there are some people that, I'm not gonna lie, I don't care for. It happens,
You ain't got
but
to put
I
no
deal with
names on
it.
them. You ain't got to put no names on it.
Exactly. But I don't know. I mean, there's just some that I'm just like, oh my gosh. But see, I'm always at work when his spaces are on. So like I don't jump on his spaces that much. Well, I
Right.
mean, I'm always in there, but just a listener. It's
Mhm.
normally like the weekends or at night when I actually speak. But yeah.
Well, I
But yeah,
appreciate you.
I appreciate all of your advice that you give, and I know that everybody gets annoyed every once in a while, but it is what it is, right?
It is what it is. But one of probably the most important thing I try to say, I can't be somebody else. Like, let me be me. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I'm sorry, but it is what it is. But
No, and I appreciate that about you, Mishon. But I mean, like I said, I think just sometimes you do
I know
just
a little too
completely talk
long-winded.
too much.
A
Yeah,
little too
just a
long-winded.
little. Yeah,
And
just
you
a
know
little
what?
bit.
I received that. My wife tells me the same thing. So it's not the first time
Oh,
I've
okay,
heard
okay,
that.
okay. So you get it.
Thank you for adding to the show. What's up, my ancestor?
Yes. Did you send out the books already?
No, ma'am. I sure haven't had I had I had a family problem. Talking about a shooting. One of my family members. So we've been dealing with a few things and everything. So it is my plan to get that out and put that in the mail this weekend. You will get the free book soon. Oh yeah. And listen up, it's free books. Now it's on me. Don't be harassing me about getting no free books. All right. It was like what, Thursday? Yeah, we last talked about it. Yeah. It's all good. I'm gonna make sure to get out there. But yeah, a couple things came up and everything. And so anybody knows, it's not the free book. I'm actually it's not my book. Actually, the book of somebody else's that I read. It's called America's Little Black Book and everything. And I've been asking people to read that. So I did a thing last Thursday, for all the people who was there. We was talking about some historical things. We were really into some good stuff last Thursday. And the people that was there, since I got a few of them, I said, you know what? They just sitting in my thing. I'm gonna give everybody this free book today. So it's America's Little Black Book by Dr. Noah Shelton that I'm sending to that's only one time I'm doing that. But I got y'all information already and everything, and I'm definitely going to be dropping those in the mail and everything to everyone.
Well,
but
one of the questions I want to ask real quick, because I was speaking to a sister that has been in the revolutionary movement over 30 years.
Right.
She hasn't ever heard of that book, so it's very interesting. But I don't know if you already did all the 5, but I was wondering if even with the 5, if I can get a copy of that for Queen Mother as well, because when I mentioned that book, you said that, and you told me the title of it,
America's Little Black Book. Yeah.
And it was
It's it's a metaphor. Yeah. I will look and see how many I have, if I can spare the other one. And that's something that you can email or message to ask that question, as opposed to that would have been I like my brother looking out for me and everything. Yeah, that would have been something I would like if you would have emailed me or text me in the behind, because I have been very charitable, okay, to a lot of folks already and everything. And as my wife say, we got things that we need to do too. Okay, so and speaking of that, I got a new book getting ready to come out. Okay, that's going to be coming out the holiday season. It's called I Am Messiah. Okay, I Am Messiah, which is a reference to each and every one of us are responsible with our relationship with God. So if you wake up in the morning and everything, you too can be a representation of Jesus in how you present yourself. So I Am Messiah is going to be coming out the holiday season. I did that intentionally, preparing for 2026 and everything. So, and some people say, okay, that it's kind of my best book. But I will say that anyone that wants to get my book, my first book is Time to Unlearn to Relearn.com, Time to Unlearn to Relearn.com. And for those people who, like a deal, I got an audio book for 99 cents. You can't get no better deal than that. Okay. At 5 hours of listening to I had to pay for Michael Spencer, voice actor, Joe, before I didn't even know. I mean, I guess I did, but I didn't. I mean, I never had to go look for it, but a voice actor, when I had to go inside. But I had to go look. You should have just hired me.
Hey, but I will tell you, my first three brothers, because of the deepness of what's in my book, man, the first three brothers, I interviewed them to read my book, brothers. They like, nah, man, oh, hell no. Nah. I mean, they could not. And, and was my wife and me and my other
So
publisher.
they got stuck. They got stuck
Yeah.
at "I'm not your black."
Well, they got stuck there.
They didn't see the comma.
Yeah, they didn't see the comma. Yeah, you ain't lying. They did. They just read right through it. I'm not
your black America.
I'm not your black America.
You ain't black. What?
Yeah, they're right. They didn't see the comma. But it was also when we gave them something to read and the subject matter that they was reading. I mean, like I think it was in Roots. I mean, one of my chapters is Roots, and another chapter is Uncle Tom. And I had them reading it, just to get them to go get it. Oh man, these guys were just I think, okay, listen up. Maybe you ain't the right person to read this book and everything. So I had to get it. And so Michael Spencer, man, I mean, he's a special brother, man. Me and him talked the other day, man. He's a special brother. He felt so privileged and honored to read my book, man. And he did. Hey,
wake up.
I'm selling him because let me tell you something.
Intellectually
He tore it up. I
independent
mean, everyone who has read, anyone who's listened to my audiobook says this dude read the hell out of your book, brother. He did an awesome job and everything. So my age
was that audio because I also shared that with these revolutionary groups, and they was like, "What?" So, and I'm just saying though, that's why it's imperative to have the conversations and see you in person and this and that, because I mean, like you said, reading, education, that's part of our liberation altogether. That's revolutionary. Even with the quotes, I've been writing down your quotes. I got them right here in the book. I even used your tools the other day.
No, you didn't. Tell everybody what tools stand for. Nah, I'm gonna let you. Tool. What do tools stand for?
Obvious limitations. And I also use this. You don't know how to appreciate. Well, when you went in about your stature, and because you don't realize the benefits of it, right?
Right.
We don't know how to be of our stature because we don't know how to benefit from it. Oh, I'm quoting you, brother.
Look at you. Yeah. All right. Yeah. You getting some nuggets out of there, huh? Yeah. Okay. All right. I like that.
You have your acronym for Bible. I got that written down here.
Oh, all right. Don't tell them too much now. Don't tell them too much. And leave a little secret. Hey, what's up, Cabando? Will you be back? You coming undercover, sir? What's up?
I don't know why everyone keeps on calling me Commander. Like I'm not. But I just I was listening to your space the other day, and hello family and everybody that's in the space. I know I don't come up and speak much, but I have a lot going on in my life, and trying to stay focused on what's important. But besides that, I was listening to the space, and I never heard of this Norse Shelton guy.
Right.
So I went and did my research, and I kind of understood what you were saying about how the ADOS movement got taken over from this political movement, and this is what they don't want Black Americans to know.
You caught that, didn't you? You caught it, didn't you?
Yeah. So because I didn't know this guy was started.
Existed. Yeah, he's the one. He's the one
I never
that.
heard that he was running for governor, mayor, and all this other stuff.
Yeah. He's our local hero here in town that nobody even know about. Noah Shelton. He wrote the book America's Little Black Book, and Yvette Cornell, the local pastor here in town, and Antonio, they heard it, but it was the pastor. the local pastor that actually reached out to Yvette, and they tried to get Norris Shelton. We were already using ADOS, but we were saying American Descendants of Slaves. And we wasn't going after reparation because we thought before you start asking, but and this is our educational point is that before we ask for money, let's get our name right. It does make sense. Let's get our name right. Let's let people know who we are first, okay, before we go out there, because it's going to be a confusion. What are we doing right now? Delineation, right? Delineating. And we was way back then trying to tell people we're not trying to go after reparation, and a lot of people didn't understand. We didn't say we didn't need. It's just we thought it was important to get our name right first. We knew that we should not be named Negro, Black, and African American. So Dr. Norris Shelton wrote in his book that if we would have been right in 1776, we should have started out with American slaves. This is before he didn't even know anything about freemen. Now that he knows about freemen, he's in agreement with freemen. We were just going with American slaves. So he wrote that, and then we said American Descendants of Slaves, and that was the ADOS. And see, so what happened, Yvette Cornell and them found out about it, and they were trying to get Norris to give it up even when Cos, the president of Simmons College, said that he's going to give him a doctorate degree. Do you understand? So he promised to give him a doctorate degree to allow him to have ADOS. Okay. And so y'all don't know who now, Jared, they don't know who Norris was. Norris said, sure, I was at the ceremony. Over 307 people that came to the ceremony to see Norris Shelton get the doctorate degree from Kevin Cosby and everything. And he came down in the cap and gown. It was a beautiful ceremony and everything. It was very good. And right after that took place, Norris told him, no, I'm not giving it to you.
And they were also, what's it called? Mr. Norris was also telling Black Americans that we need to separate ourselves from the Democratic Party.
Yes, he was
He had a whole bunch of reasons why. And
he laid it all down where we needed to walk away from the Democratic Party. Oh, you did some good research, bro. I'm impressed. I mean, I'm glad to know. I mean, I'm really impressed. You took the time to go and research that, so my words didn't stay on deaf ear. You went and researched it. So, matter of fact, that happened today. Joe, they had to apologize to me because they did not know how involved that I was in the beginning of ADOS. They saw it. Then they found the picture, Joe, that me and Yvette Cornell was together and everything. And they said, this picture went all around. I didn't even, which you know what's so crazy about it, Joe? I didn't even know. This, somebody else said, the picture with me and Yvette Cornell, they were sending out all around where they was trying to expose her for being a fraud. They was using my picture with her. And he said, Michon, is this you, Michon? I said, that's me. They said, oh, man, I didn't know that was you. You've been involved. They had to apologize, and they realized that I didn't been involved. I mean, I might have not. Yeah, but I'm an older dude, so I wasn't involved with the young people, but I was there with Dr. Norris Shelton, involved with when he was writing the book. So when people attacked me, they didn't realize that I was there. So it was a beautiful thing to hear them and acknowledge that. But I have to admit, man, I'm kind of excited with you, brother. You did your research and you went and looked into it, and you too saw that. I might run my mouth a whole lot, but I'm not. Go ahead.
That's one thing that it always needs to be spoken to. We always jump to talk whatever we want to talk shit basically before we know the facts. We do that all the time. It's called there's that space between action versus reaction. What is it? Dr. Stephen Covey, along with many other doctors and scientists would say that EQ is a greater determinant of a person's intelligence than even IQ, your emotional intelligence. Why? Because that space between action versus reaction. You know, your upbringing, everything, your surroundings, it all has to do with how large that space is, how big of a gap you have between action, your ability to think first, take a deep breath before you react and say, you don't know nothing, you ain't this, you ain't that, they this, they that, you know, all of that. But, you know, and I hate that we do that. And all it takes is your ability to take a deep breath, think first, maybe even do some research before you open your mouth and say XYZ, this person, that person. Let's go to some hands.
Hey, Joe, before you do that, reset the room, man. Do what you do, brother. Do what you do. Nobody heard. None of these folks has heard the code, man. Go ahead.
This will be quick for me. Followers, everybody's looking for you re-up space. It's like it's a couple people that want to have a conversation with you about some stuff. So if I was you, I really do this call.
Here. I got re-up here. So
no. Re-ups is here to get your ass. Me and him came over here to do a recon mission. You are very much needed in that man's room right now. Your name is on fire in there.
So am I going to a setup re-up? I mean, re-up and asking you, or y'all coming to set me up, bro?
No, nigga.
No. I don't play into all of that. I'm not sure what's going on, but I don't like folks being.
You can handle. You're a Capricorn, like
you know, I'm a Capricorn. You know I can handle. If I'm going, Joe, I want Joe to come with me. He's my partner, man.
No problem.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we coming. We about to close this. We got to close anyway.
This. So we'll go. I'll be on my way. It's already up.
It's all.
Okay.
We're not closing it early. It's 9 o'clock. It's 2 hours. We done.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and close this down. Thanks for coming up. I'll be on my way over.
Let's right. Everybody come on over to re-up space.
Yeah. Go ahead and close us out, Joe. Go ahead, do what you do, bro.
All right, man. Well, this has been another broadcast of I Ain't Your Black. This is the podcast that offers healings, insights, and epiphanies, discussing and reviewing everything that others are afraid to talk about. It's all about what is right for us. I ain't your new black. I ain't your old black. I ain't your future black. America, I ain't your black. And once again, we will see you all. Again, we do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, 7 p.m. You can also check us out on YouTube at I Ain't Your Black, Facebook, Instagram. It's usually streaming live on any of those platforms every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at 7 p.m. We're about to go hop over to re-up space and have a little fun. We'll see y'all soon. Peace.
All right. Peace.
Peace.
Get ready for I Ain't Your Black. This is the podcast that offers healing, insights, and epiphanies, discussing and reviewing everything others are afraid to talk about. It's all about what is right for us. I ain't your new black. I ain't your old black. I ain't your future black. America, I ain't your black. And now, the host of I Ain't Your Black, Mr. Just As Joe and Uncle Meshore.
We got him, like,
Get ready for I Ain't Your Black. This is the podcast that offers healing, insights, and epiphanies, discussing and reviewing everything others are afraid to talk about. It's all about what is right for us. I ain't your new black. I ain't your old black. I ain't your future black. America, I ain't your black. And now, the host of I Ain't Your Black, Mr. Just As Joe and Uncle Mishar.
Man, you love cause We're intelligent. And y'all came up in here like I was the granddaddies y'all was, and y'all thought y'all was gonna teach us something. But what he showed was how to be a fucking creepy ass predator. That's what he did. Because I'm gonna tell you something, somebody who's been abused and been through some shit like that, bro, you ain't supposed to be talking like that. You ain't supposed to. You're supposed to have some. If you open enough to even express something like that to people who have survived